Alright, so in this tutorial, basically what I'm going to do is just a quick tutorial just to make like a pixel character. So that's it. So anyway, to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do 36 for my resolution again, which is what I used for my other thing. It doesn't actually mean anything in this case. And then I'm going to do 72 by 72 pixels, okay? And the rest is just the same. And I'll hit create. And it's going to give me this little square, and I'll set command plus 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 plus, and I can't see the thing there, so I'm going to take my background. I'm just going to, I got to make a new layer first. Click over here, make a new layer, take this one, trash it. Yeah, that way I can kind of see the grid and the see-through part underneath. Okay, so the first thing I would suggest is normally I would bring in, like if you have a drawing, like I would draw it outside and then scan in and bring it in here, but if you don't want to do that, you can just draw directly in here. But you want to start usually just with like a basic sketch. So on the first layer here, I'm just going to make sure I got my pencil. And if you remember, we don't want the brush because the brush gives that anti-aliasing. We actually, in this case, which is different with the pencil, we actually want the aliasing because that's part of the aesthetic of it being pixel art. So I'm on layer 1. I did this. I selected just black or whatever. That's fine. And I'm just going to make a kind of general drawing of my character. I don't know why that's up. So I'm just going to kind of draw a rough kind of head here, and then like this, and I'm just going to make it super generic. Let me see. So usually they have their arms kind of like this. What I would suggest is just going ahead and making this like what you would picture one frame of the of your let me see, if that's back, that means this would be front. So the front leg should be this way, back leg should be this way. With one frame of your, okay, the eraser is very strong. Let's make that a little bit smaller. I don't want that either. This eraser, oh, you are hard. That's junky. Okay, well, it doesn't matter anyways, this is an underdrawing. But like what one frame of your like, because this is going to turn into a run or walk cycle, so do what you would picture one frame would be. So I'm looking at this, and his legs look a little truncated, so I'm going to hit Control T, or you go to Edit, Free Transform, Control T or Command T, and I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to hold Shift as I drag this corner. I'm going to pull this up a little bit, put his head up here, and then I'm just going to kind of pull this down. Just want his legs to be a little bit longer. I'm going to say that's good. So let me show you this too. So I'm going to hit Control T, start to pull this up a little bit. We'll say like that. And then if you look up here, right here, see the interpolation? That's how it's going to, what do you call it? So it's going to sample it. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to try and smooth it, which is normally what you want for most of your things. In our case, choose nearest neighbor, and then hit OK. That's almost like going to be doing point filter. What it means is it's not going to try and like blur it to make it match. It's just going to move it to whatever the closest thing is. So I'm going to hit M or marquee tool. So I'm going to do this one. If it's not in this, it should be the rectangular one. It's going to grab the bottom here. Again, I'm going to hit Control T, and I'm going to hold Shift. Or actually, I'm not going to hold Shift. Whatever. Pull it up. Come on, give me the corner. All right, and I'm just going to kind of pull this down till it's closer to what I want. Okay, so we're working digitally, so use what you got here, and we'll say like that. All right, and then I'll just hit Control D to clear the selection. You go Select, Deselect. All right, so that's gonna be my base layer, and now I'm just gonna make a new layer. That guy's underneath. I'm gonna take this layer, and I'm just gonna take my opacity. And I'm just gonna drag it down to like, I don't know, we'll say 50%. Okay, roughly. So now I got that to work with, and now I can use this as a guide to draw the thing I want above it. Okay, so again, just use my pencil tool. Typically, you don't see outlines in pixel characters, so I'm going to try and not draw outlines where possible, and just draw, whatever. So this looks like a peachy tone. I'm going to make this kind of like my son, so what I'm going to do is select that, and he is very pale. He is the whitest kid. He's like Casper, that kid. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm still on layer 1. Make sure I'm on layer 2. And I'm just going to draw over top of this. like so. Yada, 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 yada. And give him an ear here. And that looks okay. And then he needs a hand. That'll be a hand. He's got to have another hand here. Good. So there's that. And then he's blonde, so I'll select this. And I'm just going to go up a little bit. And we're going to go like that. And I'm just going to draw his hair in. Another thing that might help as well, I'm actually going to do this. I'll make another layer. I'm going to click and drag it to the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit G for the fill tool. It might be on gradient or paint bucket. Sorry, paint bucket. And I'm going to choose either I usually do like a bright red or a bright green depending on the character. In this case, I'm going to do bright green. I think I'm going to make his shirt red. And then I'm just going to click on this back layer of green. That way I can see if I'm missing any pixels. Okay, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hit B for the pencil tool, which is a brush tool. And then if you hold Alt, it'll turn to the sample. You can click on it. Or you can go to the eyedropper or hit I. And where is it over here? Why can I not see you? Right here. Eyedropper, you click this, you click on it. That will become the new color. And then you're good to go. So we'll go back here. And now I'm just going to go back here. This way I can kind of see what I'm drawing here. Alright, so it's not very blonde. Oh well. Okay. We're going to do something like that. And then I got a picture he's going to need a shirt. And I think I'm going to make his shirt like a reddish color. So I'm going to click this and go like that, we'll say. And then I'm just going to use the pencil tool here. Super exciting stuffs. Okay. Okay, like that. This arm kind of come around. And I'm going to just leave a little bit of a gap there. And then I'm just going to fill that in with a different color so you can tell where it's supposed to roughly be, that line. Okay, so boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And call that good. And then I'm just going to get like a darker red. So I'm going to click on this and drag down to like here. Here. And I'm just clicking on each one of these to more or less kind of draw the line. Like that, and that should kind of work. Gonna hold Alt. I missed a thing there. All right, then he's in these pants. Usually he's wearing khakis, which is basically what the color of his hair is there. But so give him kind of a darker khaki color. And boom, and we'll go back, and we'll just like so. All right. Now, one of the things you do have to keep an eye on, too, is that you're going to be animating this, right? So you want to be able to reproduce it relatively easy. So don't make something you can't draw over again very easily, because that will make it harder for you to work with. I'm going to click on this, and then we'll just do, I'm going to do like a really dark grayish blue. Try to stay away from using blacks, just because black doesn't really have any color information. It's not as interesting looking. It doesn't give you anywhere to go if you need to make something darker even. This will actually, if I need to make it even darker, I can go to black if I have to. Alright, this looks terrible. I'll probably make a different one for class, but so there you go. I'm going to hit Alt and sample this and kind of go up a little bit. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is hit this, and I'm just going to pull this down over, and that way we can, let me see if this likes, so this should be here. So I'm just going to, like that. So that goes like that. I'm going to hit Alt and sample that, click back on here, and we'll just go a little bit darker. And, you know, like so. He looks super handsome. All right. Now what I can do is I can remove these two. So I'm going to hold Shift, click on both of them, just drag them to the garbage. Drag them to the garbage. Okay, that didn't work. Drag you to the garbage. There you go. Okay. And then I have my character, so I'm going to hit Control T Move them up a little bit so there's 1 pixel between each. Hit enter. And yeah, so there's a character roughly. Now what you could do is go through and just make it look a little bit better. I'm gonna do control minus, and that's kind of what he looks like. Make sure you zoom in and out constantly so you can see what it actually looks like, because it's kind of hard to tell just from being up so close. And it's not great, but it kind of looks like he has a Hitler mustache. But you get kind of the idea. All right, so there's a real simple, and you want to do this for your hero, your protagonist, the player character, as well as for the enemy. Remember, you gotta do 2. Okay, and that is it.